Good afternoon. Cigar review number 18, Partagas Black Label. I've got it upside down because I don't want my huge ash thing falling off. Normally I start the reviews kind of from the beginning, but I got a phone call right when I lit the cigar. The last half an hour. This thing is excellent. This is such a good cigar. I've had great ones the past few days. I mostly love that ash. I mean, that is huge. I might just knock it off, or might just hold it and keep it going. But so Partagas Black Label. This is another one where I bought it. I don't know when. I don't exactly know the length or the gauge. This will inevitably fall off as I review, but man, it's a great cigar. Main thing I want to talk about this one, the wrapper. So first of all, it's super oily, really oily wrapper. And when I smelled the cigar, my first thought was, if someone put this under my nose and said, "What is this?" I would say, that's like a Ghirardelli dark chocolate bar. That is what the cigar hardcore smelled like. And that's exactly what it smelled like. That's what it tastes like. Notes of chocolate, nut. It draws well. The ash hangs on like a champ. It's remarkably well made. The wrapper though, Miedo Tempio. Yeah, I'm sure I'm saying it wrong, right? I'm the cigar guy, not the Spanish guy. What does that mean? I talked about it in an earlier review video. Great question. And if I asked 10 people in the cigar industry what that means, they probably have 10 different answers. So one person said, "Oh, well, that's the leaves. They grow really at the top of the plant, right? We've got the Ligero is the top 3-4 layers of leaves. Corona is the top layer. The Miedo Tempio is little sprouts that shoot up even above that." And then someone else, and these are both like experts, right? Like that own big cigar brands talking about this, said, "No, that's not what it is. It's basically just Ligero or Corona leaves that someone after the fact decides are particularly thick and robust, and then they become Miedo Tempio leaves." So what is it? Basically, if I had to sum it up, it's extra special leaves that grow at the very top of the cigar. They're really strong, really thick, and the funny thing is most of them actually end up being filler. They end up being filler because they're a little unpredictable in the sense that they're going to have really strong flavors and sometimes be really veiny, and that thick leaf is hard to work with. So most of those leaves are not destined for these stunning wrappers. They're destined for filler, which to me is really sad, but that's what it is, right? It's the top leaf. It got really popular, that term did, in 2010 when Cohiba started using it from some of their cigars. And since then, it's kind of been overhyped, kind of been overused. But, I mean, personally, when I was looking at this cigar and just smelling it before I lit it, my thought was, this is the prettiest cigar wrapper I have ever seen. Partagas nails it. I mean, they make great cigars. This was no exception. And again, some people are divided on that wrapper. I love it. So another little, not rant, but story time that I'll go on here. Cigar ash, right? Some people think it's cool to have a lot of cigar ash. I kind of do too. But I don't normally ash out like this because I don't want to drop it on my shorts. But since I'm kind of sitting back from it, I'm okay with it. I'll probably drop it on my MacBook here in a minute, but there's a trick to doing this if you want to win a contest. All right, so Winston Churchill had a bet with, I think it was one of his kids or grandchildren. He said, "I bet I can get a longer cigar ash than you can." And this kid said, "All right, you're on, let's bet." And they bet, some small amount of money. Churchill's a pretty clever guy. So he got a needle, a really long needle, and shoved it down the length of the cigar. Well, with the needle holding everything in there, it's not going to fall off. It's being supported, right? So his kid had one, this long and falls off. Churchill had 4 inches of cigar ash on there, and his kid was like, all right, like you definitely won. So anyways, Dominican cigar, Partagas Black Label, super strong recommend. I mean, it's just a gorgeous cigar. I would smoke this all day long. It is full bodied, so you're not going to want to just pound through it. Not going to want to smoke it on the golf course. But Partagas Black Label, strong recommend. That's cigar review number 18. Thank you for watching.